Hello everyone, kumusta? Welcome to Dash of Spices. Today I'm going to show you how I made this lechon pork belly. This is a Filipino lechon, also called Lechon Porchetta. And here's our ingredients. The full list of ingredients are listed down in the description box, so make sure you check that out. I got this pork belly meat at the local butcher shop. This is about 5 pounds. And we have lemon for lemon juice, garlic, soy sauce, onions, that's salt, black pepper, lemongrass, rosemary, thyme, sage, and some dried bay leaves. If you have tons of lemongrass, use it as much as you can. Now we're going to make our brine mixture. Using 1 tablespoon of coconut oil, add the garlic, add the onions, and just give it a stir. Then add about 3 cups of water. Now we're going to add all the spices. Some pepper and also salt, soy sauce, lemon juice, fresh squeezed lemon juice, and give it a little stir. Let this boil. Also, I added 5 pieces of star anise. This will help add a lot of aroma and flavor to the brine mixture. Stir until combined and let it boil for 5 minutes. Then after that, turn the heat off. Let it cool down and set aside. Now let's going to brine the pork belly. Let's prepare first our pork belly. I cut a slit on the meat side of the pork belly. This will help absorb the brine mixture, but this is really up to you. But I think it's good to cut a little tiny slit on the meat. And now using a container, transfer over the brine mixture. If the brine mixture is warm and hot, add a very cold water, just like what I did here. Lukewarm will be fine, but not like hot. Now place the pork belly with the meat facing down and skin facing up. You are going to marinate this overnight. So let this sit in the fridge overnight. And the next day, there's our pork belly. Now using a pan or any container you have, flat container. This is a larger container, a pan actually, is very convenient for me. I just laid some paper towel. We're just gonna let this sit, the pork belly, on that paper towel. So the paper towel will absorb some juice out of that pork belly. I'm just gonna lay another paper towel on top of the pork belly to absorb some juice. And here's our roasting ingredients. We have green onions. We also have sage, rosemary, thyme, lemongrass. Again, if you have tons of lemongrass, then use it. This is from my tiny little garden, and this is all I can get, but I wish I have a lot of lemongrass because that will make a good flavor to the lechon. We also have bay leaves, onions, garlic, that's soy sauce, and some coconut oil, some fresh black ground pepper, and some salt. And I also have some kitchen twine. This is to secure the pork belly. Make sure your hands are clean before touching a raw meat. Just want to let you guys know that my hands are clean when I was touching this raw meat. Now I season this pork belly with some salt and pepper and some black, and then I'm just going to work that salt and pepper into the pork meat, working it into the slit that I cut. Just like that. Just rub that gently to the pork meat. And now place all the herbs. Let's start with the green onions. This is really up to you guys, whichever you prefer, but I like mine kind of all together. But you could lay them lay them flat across the meat, but mine I like to group them because I'm gonna roll this anyways. And there's the lemongrass and some bay leaves. This is going to add a lot of flavor and some aroma to the lechon. This will make this herbs ingredients that we have, this will make the lechon juicy and delicious. And some garlic crushed. These are just crushed garlic. And now we're ready to roll the pork belly. Roll it to create a log form shape. Make sure all the ingredients are intact in the middle as much as possible. Now grab the twine. The twine is going to help us secure the pork belly from opening. So make sure you tie this really tight. Also make sure that your kitchen twine is really strong and solid. So when you tie a knot, it will not break, and this will help our meat be secured. Just tie a knot just like that. Again, this is really up to you, however you want to tie it, but the main goal here is to secure the meat. You secure the herbs to make sure that you have that log form shape of the pork belly. Having all the spices in the middle of the meat while this is roasting, this will add a lot of flavor to the Lechon Porchetta, or roasted pork belly. Now that these are all secured, just grab a scissors and cut those extra string. Again, make sure your hands are clean before touching or handling the meat. And now grab a roasting pan, and using a V-shaped rack, using a coconut oil, just rub that coconut oil on the rack so the meat won't stick to it, and place the pork belly, the rolled pork belly, and again rub the coconut oil into the outer part of the pork belly, which is the skin. This will help the soy sauce to have something to sink into. Now pour over the soy sauce. See, some of the soy sauce is stick into the skin because we rub it first with the coconut oil. And using a salt, just gently pat that into the skin. This will help you create that crackling skin, make it the skin crispy. You could put as much as salt as you want. And the brine, pour that brine over into the bottom of the pan. That will create also flavor while you're roasting the pork belly. Don't forget to include all the herbs as well. There you go. Make sure you preheat your oven, by the way, about 10 minutes before placing this into the oven. And cover it with foil. Make sure to secure this with foil so the air will absorb into the pan. And the main purpose of this is not to release any of that air, to trap the air basically. So secure that with the foil. And now that's secure, place this into the oven. I roasted it for about 4 hours. I have a gas oven, by the way, and just move that temperature into 350 degrees Fahrenheit. But you make sure to check this every hour. So here's the first hour of roasting. Gently remove the tent foil. Be careful because this is very hot. Your oven is going to be hot. So be careful removing that foil. Now I slowly turn this into the other side, basically the opening facing down into the pan and skin up. This is what the pork belly meat look like after 2 hours of roasting. Make sure to check the bottom of the pan as well, that there's still liquid in there and it's not dry. After 3 hours, the skin should be already golden brown and slightly crispy. And for the last hour of roasting, I changed the setting of my oven to broil, and I let this broil for an hour. And after 4 hours, the pork belly meat is done. The roasted pork belly is done. The lechon is done. I can't wait to eat it. Actually, we ate it all. It was so good, so delicious. Now let that set in the oven for about 10 minutes. And here you go. This is the roasted pork belly, or Filipino porchetta lechon. Using a sharp knife, just slice this into a serving piece. When I was cutting this was actually making a crackling noise, but I had to mute the sound because there was too much kids in the background. You won't hear it either. This lechon was juicy in the inside and crispy in the outside. The meat was flavorful because of all the spices, and also brining it really helped adding a lot of flavor to the meat. Please, if you like this recipe, give us a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed to our channel, please subscribe to our channel. And again, share this recipe to everybody. Thank you everyone for watching. Until next time, ciao!